This is my 25-year-old Trans Am race car that I bought off Facebook Marketplace for $30,000. But under the hood of this race car is an RCR engine that costs over $100,000. And I broke it. Oh, shocker. Oh, shoot, oh, Jared, another engine you broke. What'd you do this time, buddy? Do you even know what the heck you're doing? You, man. Today, I'm breaking the curse. I'm fixing this engine myself. Bush League mechanic with no professional experience and no help from Mike. So if you don't know, this is my 1999 Trans Am GT1 Camaro that I bought off Facebook Marketplace. The guy I bought it from, Michael Zock, used to race this thing with his dad. And to be honest, I got a pretty good deal on it for 30 grand, but it did have some things wrong with it. It had some leaky fuel lines, a snapped axle, and was in desperate need of an overall tune-up. But we got it all patched up, and I even got to race it on my favorite track in the entire world, Laguna Seca. Which is literally a dream come true. I mean, come on, I'm freaking Catfish fan numero uno. I'm the Catfish king. I got to drive this thing, an 800 horsepower GT1 race car on Laguna Seca. Woo! Bruh. But when you buy a race car, you get race car problems. And last time I fired this thing up, I heard a little bit of a tick coming from this side of the engine. Not something you want to hear. And now my dreams are starting to hit me right in the face. Yeah, I know how to work on cars, but I don't really know a lot about race cars. I mean, look at this big ass book. A meticulous record of every fancy shop that has ever worked on this thing. Every part number, every SKU, every torque spec, every oil weight. I mean, I can't even remember my girlfriend's number. Now, I've never worked on a race car loan, let alone have the funds to buy parts for a race car. Which brings me to a more pressing matter that we have to address, and that is that this engine, you just can't go get regular parts for it at AutoZone. It's built by RCR, and if you don't know what RCR stands for, it stands for Richard Childress Racing. And if you know anything about NASCAR engines built by Richard Childress Racing, you might know that they built engines for a one Dale Earnhardt. That's right, this engine came out of the same shop that Dale Earnhardt engines came out of back in the late 90s and early 2000s. So I cannot mentally or financially afford to fix this up. When Mr. Zock sold me this car, I promised him and myself that I would keep this car where it belongs, out on track, giving you more of that vintage, boner having, ground pounding, jumbling, jambling, roars and rips. And I am a man of the people, so if I f it up, you're f***ing it up with me. Let's freaking break this thing open and see what I maybe messed up. Now, anytime you hear some sort of weird noise coming from your engine, naturally, the first thing to think is, oh God, the worst thing happened. I spun a rod bearing. But I heard some valve train ticks coming from this, under this valve cover. So I'm hoping it's something in that and nothing more. This is pretty easy. It's literally 8 bolts, one oil line, which I've disconnected, and then we get to pull the cover off and take our first peek inside of this engine. Okay, here we go. The moment of truth. Hopefully. Okay. A little oil injection. Pretty cool. This looks all good. Look how big those valves can be. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Scadio. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Metal. That is part of a valve spring. Oh, f***. We got more. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we got more. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, you can see it kind of right there. The top part of the spring cracked. Whoa, that's crazy. It's just been floating around in there. Oh, dude. I wonder if there's more junk down here. Let me go get a syringe and suck out some of that oil so I can see. I mean, it looks like these springs, like when they fracture, they just like crack. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these rockers off, see if there's anything else down there, and I'm gonna figure out what spring we can use. Ordering these springs is gonna be a bitch. If this is all that it is, and that was the sound I heard, you know, a little rattle, then that's not the worst thing in the world.
Here at Bigtime, we're always looking for a new project car. And we've always been looking for a new project car for so long that now, I honestly think we might have too many project cars. Whether that be a Trans Am GT1 race car, or an Oldsmobile Cutlass drag racing car, an RB25 swapped S14, or a side-by-side, or a blown-up Catfish Camaro. Another red Catfish Camaro? Wait, another side-by-side? Oh yeah, big rig, gross yellow van, Eddie's 350. Where did this thing come from? Mike's X5. How about this Jeep? A knockoff Chinese Corolla or our beautiful 89 Fox body. Our office is starting to get a little tight and our pockets a little thin. That's why when it comes to getting gas, I always use Upside, and you should too. Upside is a free app that gets you cash back on things like gas, groceries, and even dining. All you have to do is open the app, claim an offer like this one, pay with your card like normal, and then get paid. That's it. And yes, it's cash back, not points you'll never use, not some kind of credits that expire. Money you transfer straight to your bank account. Upside has given back $1 billion to its users. To find out how much you could earn, download the free Upside app and use promo code BIGTIME to get an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas. That's an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas using promo code BIGTIME. And it's as easy as that to save cash on gas and groceries and dining. Thanks to Upside.
Look at that thing. Incredible. I should write that part number down. 1/2 inch. Damn. Dude, by 9.425 inches long. Let's take a gander at some of these suckers. Just do a little inspection, see if there's any gouges. These are so beefy though. That looks pretty good. Okay, those all look pretty good. The rockers look in really good shape. The rollers on the rockers look to be in really good shape. The connection point with the connecting rod, all those look to be really good. So rockers, good shape. Now let's go check out the springs. Okay, so that spring cracked right there. That spring cracked right there. I'm looking for sharp edges. So luckily it's where the spring met the cap. Right here, yeah, it's really small. But right there, you feel it with your finger. Super sharp. We're just gonna check the other side. You know, if that side, they cracked, you never do springs, at least I wouldn't think you would do springs on a motor one side only. So if nothing is broke on this side, it's just a matter of time before they do. Yeah. Right there. Got a little crack. That one feels like it's got a crack too. Now you're hoping those chips, if they not there, they just went out the exhaust. Yeah, let's pull them off. God damn, them are torqued on there.
Is it not?
I also need to figure out how to compress those springs. They are super strong. Like, I'm not saying, yeah, impossible. Okay, so after some research, it looks like I'm going to need a couple of special tools to change these valve springs. No big deal. They're just a couple $100. So that's great. But I also need to get some more information about the spring. So in that book, there is a part number, but that part number doesn't come up when I Google it. There is some part numbers on the actual caps of the springs, so that might be helpful. And if I can somehow cross-reference the caps and the diameter of that with the type of spring, the size, I can measure them in the car, maybe I can find something. But I remembered in our last video, there's a commenter here, and his name's Jeff Bailey, and he was the second owner of the car, which is true because in the logbook, his name is in there. And he mentioned that Corey Racing Engines in DeLand, Florida did a rebuild. They did the rings, the bearings, and the valve springs. So if anyone knows the part number to the valve springs, it's going to be Corey. He also mentioned this engine needs valve springs replaced every 500 miles. I did a quick Google search of Corey Racing Engines, and funny enough, it popped up from a forum post like 10 years ago with the guy's number. So I'm gonna give him a call. Mr. Corey, this is Jeremiah Burton.
Okay.
And I was just calling to see if you happened to maybe had some records of this engine. I bought this old Trans Am car.
Buddy, I do a lot of motors. I can't remember everybody's.
Sure. Jeff Bailey had messaged me and let me know that you were the last one who did valve springs and I think bearings and rings and a couple other things on the engine. So I wanted to see if you had part numbers and then just more or less just get some information about the engine and what you did to it.
Yeah, that's nickel seal liners. That's a damn good motor there, buddy.
Heck yeah, that's good. What is the maintenance intervals on these things? Mr. Bailey had said you're supposed to change the valve springs every 500 miles. But
that's pretty normal, and that also depends on, I mean, if you're turning at 9,500, then yeah, 500 miles. If you're turning at 7,500, then you could probably go 1,000 miles without even blinking an eye. Are those chrome-looking springs, or are they brown-looking?
They look a little chrome-ish to me.
Yeah, silver-looking?
Yes, sir.
That's probably a PSI. I'm pretty sure it's a PSI.
Nothing really comes up online, but unless you know where you're looking. But I think
well, you're not gonna have anything come up online that I would think of.
Now, like Corey said, finding parts for these cars isn't as easy as going down to your local auto parts store. But after doing some more research, cross-referencing some part numbers that I found in the book, and calling a couple race shops, I ordered what I think are the right parts and had them next day shipped to our shop. Okay, our parts came in, the big ones. These right here, these are PSI Performance Springs. These things are beefy. 2 springs in there. Got one big spring, one little baby spring in the middle of it, like a kangaroo in its mama's pouch. Now these things cost us a whopping $630.88. Also, when I was ordering the springs, like any good salesman, they're like, hey, do you got retainers? And I was like, yeah, the retainers are on there. He's like, well, the ones that you have reference part numbers for are titanium retainers. And these things are brand new as well. And they cost us $544. That's what freaking 16 of these things cost $544 after tax, shipping, all that good stuff. We ended up $1,236.69. Nice. Now, also, when doing some research, I realized that to make this a little bit easier, I also need a specialty tool. So I ordered this guy right here, and this is a tool specifically for Jessel rockers. So what happens is you use these same bolts. Those go in the bolts that lock down the rocker. So you got a nice secure fit here, and then you basically compress the spring all the way down. This isn't it, but it's similar to it. Essentially, I don't want the valve to drop down into the cylinder, so I have to have some air pressure pushing back up on the valve. So this screws into the spark plug hole. This connects to an air compressor. Turn the air compressor on. Air pushes the valve up, just enough time for me to then release the spring, get a new spring in. So all in all, with the tools and the parts, I'm right at close to $1,600. And here's the thing. You're supposed to change these springs every 500-ish miles. Now, that's when you're revving it out to like 9,000 RPM. You're really hammering on the old girl. That's what Corey told me. But he says that my motor is good. It's quality motor. So we're gonna just keep revving it to 9,000 RPM like we should and just change these things every 500 miles. The keepers are pretty like trapped in there. So what you have to do is kind of separate them. And before you do that, I'm gonna put air pressure to that cylinder and then just take a socket. It's gonna sit on the outside of that retainer. Give it a quick whack. And hopefully that will dislodge those keepers from the retainer and from the actual stem of the valve. That felt fun. I whacked you and I was like, ugh, am I doing it right? Did they come up? Oh,
oh my God.
Oh my God. I didn't know that that was a keeper, dude. Oh,
A knight in shining armor?
What? Have done what? Valve springs? Did them last week.
On the car?
No, not on the car, but not with that nice of a tool.
How do you get this retainer to get away from the clips? I can't.
Are you officially asking me a question? I thought that was against the rules.
No, I was just asking how you do it. I'm going to find my own method that's successful. Canyon says I'm not whacking.
Dude, you got to whack it hard enough. Everybody knows that. Yeah, I mean, that should be a hard enough hammering.
I did about 5 of those so far.
Yeah.
It's time to pull the heads.
Get
Yeah, you might want to swap for the bigger compressor and max that fucker out and see if it helps any.
The first one's always see if that air.
Baby, you know, the first valve is the toughest. Fuck, dude.
I think we have a plan here. What's the plan? Bigger tank, more pressure. Yeah! Let's go! Beautiful. I am getting the retaining clips in my hand. I just don't want to drop them. Okay. All right, I got them. Yeah, dude. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nice, dude. Okay. We'll do a little inspection. So let's go compare the springs real quick. So that's the clip. Look at that, pretty good. Let's get this one in. Spring, retainer, in. Let's go! Let's fucking go! One down. 15 more to go. Incredible. Incredible. All right. Okay, we just need a bigger tank. Thank God. All right, so Chewy and I stayed up late last night and got all of our springs swapped over. I did find about 5 or 6 of the springs that had cracked, so it's really hard to tell. This is super sharp. Now, this is on the driver's side, valve side. On the passenger side, there's also a couple of those, but I didn't find any bits. So hopefully they got blown out the exhaust valve. I don't know, I have no clue. Oh well, learned a lot in the process. So the hard part is done. Thank the Lord. Now, what we have to do is put the rockers back on and then check our valve lash.
She rocking.
She's a rockin'. All right, we got one more rocker left to install, and then once we do that, we have to measure our valve clearance. We have to lash our valves. What does that mean? Well, all the timing in a pushrod engine starts with the camshaft. One end of the pushrod interacts with the camshaft and the other interacts with the rocker. So the roller on the rocker is interacting with the lash cap that's sitting on top of the valve. And what we need to do is make sure that the distance in between those two things is within spec. So right now for ours, when the engine is cold, that's 5/1000ths of an inch. That is really important that our lash is set and our valves are in spec, because if they're not, we could get some damage to the engine. You want that valve to be closed when it's closed and open when it's open. Okay, so you might be wondering, well, what's the sequence and order of how you do this? Well, when you're lashing the intake valves, you want to make sure that you do it when the exhaust is just about to open. So what I have to do is bump the starter until I see the exhaust valve start to push down. Once it's finally or just starting to open up, I know my intake is on the base circle of the camshaft lobe and I can start lashing it. When I get it in there and I can just kind of fit it in there, I hold this, and this is a fancy tool that lets you torque this down while holding on to the Allen nut. So that's the jam nut, that's what locks it in place. Okay. It's not pushing down on this. Why is that? was that?
It did move.
Did it? Did it
Yeah.
pop?
It moved up. I didn't see anything pop. To be honest, it sounded like it came from this side.
Oh, I don't think I tightened all these down. Did I break this one? No, that one's fine. That one's fine.
That first one looked a bit loose left to right.
Yeah, I think what this one is, it just kind of popped out of that hole. If they're not tight, maybe there's some like gap in between the.
Do you think that's what's causing the noise?
No idea. Unbelievable.
What happened?
That push rod sits down in like a little channel, and it's kind of like a half moon channel, and it was sitting on the edge of it, not fully seated. So when I hit that starter, that smack was maybe the valve hitting the piston. Don't look at him. Don't look at him. I'm up Creek, remember? Remember that guy who was like, you got a good, healthy motor there. Yeah, great.
Till Jerry touched
Till
it.
I touched it. Okay, driver's side done, passenger side to go. Get plugs in, get it fired up. Make sure I didn't screw anything up. I think I may have. Last one, done. Now I can put the plugs back in and we can get this thing fired up. Spark plug number 1 connected. We got our valve covers on, our lines connected, those are torqued down. Everything on the inside of that should be good. I've assembled the crew to see this happen live. Okay, come on guys, hold hands. Hold my hand, look at this. I've been wearing gloves all 2 days. Let's go. No one's out of this circle of prayer. Okay, dear Heavenly Father of engines, please, God, make it so this engine works after I worked on it. We pray in Vin Diesel's name, who knows about us.
Literally, my son said, Bigtime? He was with Donut Media. You've reached the kids in a beautiful way. And what you do to keep this culture alive, we appreciate.
Amen. All right, I'm gonna build some oil pressure first. Listen for any bad noises. Oh God, please. Okay, oil pressure.
No strange noises yet.
Let's go listen. All right, we did it. Thank you guys for watching. I just want to say that it's scary doing stuff on expensive engines, but you know what, you can do it too. Just get your hands a little dirty. We love you, thank you for watching. We'll be back next week, bye-bye.